Now tuned in to the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, where we will be discussing actual audio and visual clips captured during the team's investigations. Hear firsthand eyewitness accounts from fellow team members and special guests. Now smash that like, subscribe, and follow button, and let's get ready to welcome team leader and your host, Eric Vanderlaan, and tech specialist and co-host, Mike Del Coro.
Happy Monday, my paranormal people. I'm Eric Vanderlaan, your host of the War Party Paranormal Radio Show and team leader of the War Party Paranormal Research Team. And right over, got tongue-tied because I threw out a surprise here for everyone. Threw a little curveball. So right over here, I have another good buddy.
Hello. What's up, everybody? I'm Joe Torino. I am the co-team leader for War Party Paranormal, and I'm going to be filling in for Mike tonight. Mike actually sent a message for everybody just to understand his situation. So, Eric, if you want to cue that up real quick.
Keep Mike in your prayers and his family in your prayers. His mom recently passed away, so he's pretty bummed. I just want to let everyone know about that. He will be back, so don't worry. And I couldn't ask for a better co-host, but Mike put a little bit of a little video here that I'm going to play, and here we go.
Hi, everybody. Mike Del Coro here, and just want to let you know I recently just lost my mother to cancer, so it's been a little rough on the family. It was pretty unexpected, so I'm going to take a little time off to grieve, but I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, so keep him in your prayers. Mike and Joe and I are like his best friend, and we're like, we're a little bit worried about him. He's pretty down, but he'll be back, and he'll be Mike again.
Yeah, this is I have not gone through that, so I have no idea how Mike is feeling. But Mike is a very close friend. He's one of my best friends. His fiance and my wife have been best friends for 10, 15 years. Mike, if I don't know if he's watching or not, but that I love you, bro, and we're here for you, whatever you need.
Yeah, definitely love you, brother. So Mike wants us to go on with the show and have fun, so that's what we're gonna do.
Right. Hell yeah!
And we got an awesome show for you. We're bringing back our teammates, Steven and Mela from Black Smoke Paranormal, and they've been all over the place investigating different locations, right, Joe?
Yeah, for real. They've been all over the damn place going. So.
Yep, for sure. And I made a little intro. You want to see it, Joe?
Let's see it.
All right, here we go. If I can find the damn thing. Here we go. I hope they don't think I hope they don't think I butchered their videos, but I
I
try to
don't know.
like,
That got me pretty hyped, dude. I'm not gonna.
right,
I'm not
right.
gonna
I'm
lie.
hyped up
I was like,
now.
damn, dude. Hell yeah.
I love the soundtrack. Well, without further ado, bam. What's up, guys?
Hey.
No, that was awesome.
The ending
I was
was
like-
hilarious.
I was backstage
throw
like,
that in
doing
there.
like
Does
this,
it-
like fucking.
Oh my god,
you know?
that was so good.
If
That
you
was
guys
awesome.
like, you guys got to watch Black Smoke Paranormal, their YouTube. If anything, you got to watch Mela's expressions. They're like freaking amazing.
Yes, absolutely.
So thanks for
That's-
coming on the show, you guys.
Anytime.
That was awesome. Like you need to send me that.
I will. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
I can like
Yeah.
edit it. I can take like the war party in the front out.
No,
and-
no,
and
you
put
can
your
leave
stuff
it.
in
It
there.
was perfect. I loved it.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that was freaking awesome. So what's
It
up, guys?
was.
How are you guys doing? You guys have been, traveling all over. You guys have been, filming and,
They're just as busy as Mike and I, right, Joe?
exactly. As
They're like
every-
all over the place.
it's like we've said it a lot. Like we have so many talented people on our team, and like
Yeah, we
seeing you
do.
guys putting in the work and doing your thing, like it's it's awesome. So
Yep,
Thank you,
definitely.
guys.
Yeah, we love your
Yeah.
stuff.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we
And-
make sure that we do something every month.
Well, we tried.
Oh, okay.
We try.
That's awesome. It's awesome to have a couple like love doing the same thing. I mean, and being passionate about it. I think that's very cool. And it's probably like key to like you guys coming on strong.
Yeah, it's like that's like our date night.
no,
Honey, you want
no
to take
romantic
a long,
dinners here. It's all
we're gonna take a
or
long stroll at a
hospitals.
Honda cemetery.
yeah.
Right?
Let's go some
So you try to get out
Goals.
as much as you can, bro.
Yeah.
It's not something you could do every day. Like, you can, but not for real. So it's just I try to get out as much as we can, man.
Well,
Mhm.
awesome. Well, you got like a new video that's coming out, and that place like really intrigued me. The Yorktown Memorial Hospital. Where was that again? That was in Texas.
In Yorktown, Texas.
Okay, and where's that by?
Yeah, it's an hour away from San Antonio.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so
All right,
we
so
went to San Antonio, and then we rented a car and drove out to Yorktown.
very
It's
nice.
a little town.
Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Literally, dude.
It's kind
in
of
the
places
middle
that
of
we
nowhere.
like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like a creepy vibe in the town itself, and then you have this abandoned hospital that's just sitting there rotting away. And
That's exactly.
It's literally that. That's probably like the biggest building there.
Yes.
that's
Like,
awesome.
It's in the middle of the town is this huge creepy hospital.
Yeah,
So
it was
before I have you guys like tell a little bit about the place, I found this cool news clip that I wanted to play to share with you guys, and I'm gonna play it now.
Cool.
You
There
ready?
we go.
Here we go.
Visit a place that is familiar. Visit a place that is familiar to them.
That's creepy music.
A little bit.
Oh, no. Yorktown Memorial Hospital was the first place they ever visited, and it didn't last very long inside. But this year, they decided to stay all night long.
Has changed at Yorktown Memorial Hospital. Place is still creepy as ever. The halls are dark and littered with old artifacts. We were reluctant to stay overnight. We first headed toward the maternity area. Last time we were here, a doll in one room started unexpectedly talking to us.
That thing is talking.
This time they were quiet, but we would return later in the night. In the chapel, one of the investigators had left her audio recorder alone there. In those recordings, we heard the sounds of what seems to be a choir. It's about 2:15. For a good 2 to 3 hours, we didn't get anything. It was very quiet in there. But we recently went back in and got some really good activity in the maternity area. The EMF reader, which can pick up electromagnetic energy, was placed on a table in the toy room. And while investigators read children's books and sang children's songs, nothing happened. But then it went off when they sang Itsy Bitsy Spider.
The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out.
After our visit, investigators looked back at photos they took. One investigator caught this in a hallway she says she was alone in. It appears to be the full body apparition of a man and a woman. Despite the somewhat quiet night, Yorktown Memorial Hospital is still, in our opinion, haunted. And if you dare plan to visit, don't go alone. Erica Fernandez, KSAT 12 News.
That's pretty wild, right?
Crazy, dude.
Did you guys see that? Did you go in that little play area with the doll?
Dude, those dolls are like on another level scary.
So Ophi and Laz, they went with us, and Ophi actually bought the book that is documented that the little girl Stacy loved to read. And when we got there was like 100 of those books already in the doll room. So we were like, okay, so yeah, like everybody knows about the little doll room and Stacy and the book and stuff like that. But we actually communicated with a boy instead of Stacy in that area.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little boy named Willie.
And how long? I've been to Wet Willie's before.
Yeah. So have
I.
Long time.
For you Miami people.
Yeah.
Just to let you guys know. But anyway, so how long has that place been closed?
It closed down in the early 90s, but it only operated for about 40 years, 40, 50 years. And what's crazy is that in 40 something years, it has over 2,000 documented deaths in such a little town.
Documented.
So it just didn't
That's
add
like the whole
up.
town.
And like, is it just like local?
Dying.
But is it like just normal locals? Is it like a lot of like
well, at one point it was
illegal
like
immigrants? Like, is it a mixed bag?
Yeah.
It opened it was ran by an order of nuns called the Felician Sisters.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they ran it as a hospital. I guess they started legit, and then they got that Dr. Noworsky, I think his name is.
Yeah.
They started working there, and he's the one that started. He's the one that started with the labor experiments on women there, and the hospital just started going dark. And that, and the priests, the whole scandals with the priest and all of that. But it was also a drug rehabilitation center after
it
that.
closed down. Yeah, it became
So
a rehab
it's
center.
not only coming from it being a nun hospital, and that's like one of the main points that I think is mistaken about that place.
Right. There's so much iterations of that building being used for different things that it could definitely be something like that.
I asked a lot of questions. I have always a million fucking questions when I investigate.
Steven, you can't say the F word.
Sorry,
It's not...
sorry, Chanel.
It'll get bleeded out.
It was like EVPs there were like not many, but
right.
I started pressing on like the whole rehabilitation side, and I got the craziest EVP.
Yeah,
like very like thick, all up on the mic saying, because I asked, do you want to be here? Is this a place you like to be, or are you stuck here? Or like if so, please tell me. I could help you maybe. And the darkest, like it sounded like it snatched it from my hand and put it on his mouth. Like I said, no, I'm stuck. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Right when I pressed on it, like that topic,
Yeah.
So and it comes from all over the place there. The hauntings of Yorktown Memorial Hospital,
Right.
But,
and Mela, you're sensitive. Like when you walked in there, like what kind of feelings were you feeling?
Well, I don't.
Was it stronger in one area, or
sensitive, but.
But what kind of sense do you guys get when you guys first walked into this place? Like,
I didn't feel. I walked with Ophi. The guys were doing B-roll and stuff, like ahead of us, and me and Ophi were like left alone, and we just started walking by ourselves. And I didn't feel anything like negative, like in other places that I've gone to, which I went in thinking that I would because of all the videos and the news clippings and everything. But I didn't feel anything like super, super dark or negative. Maybe it wasn't the night, because that's another thing.
Like I felt comfortable walking around. Like you feel, what's the exact word for it? Accompanied.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you're in there and they're there, you know, like
But
You're
it
never
wasn't
alone.
like
You never
don't
feel
feel like
like,
you're alone.
right.
never
Is
once
the place
felt
big?
Okay.
it's 30,000 square feet.
Okay.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
big
How many
space.
levels?
the first floor, and then the second floor is about the same size,
And then the
and
basement.
then the basement.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
what were the supposed hot spots in the
The
hospital?
priest's room was
Where I got that EVP.
was one of them, the chapel,
Mm-hmm.
and nuns' quarters. Oh yeah, when we went up to the nuns' quarters, I think that's the only spot where I was like, oh, like there's something here. But it
Mhm.
was more territorial than evil. Like
Yeah,
more
that-
like this is my area, like you could go anywhere else type of vibe.
Weird activity up
Yeah. And
Okay.
the maternity area, I did get like dizzy, like it was really fast. I was like, oh, I'm dizzy. And that little area right there, like that kitchen maternity area was a little weird, but
the kitchen area is
yeah,
definitely
the
weird as
kitchen
shit.
is massive. Massive.
There's always something with like a kitchen, like a place that has
And
a
the
kitchen.
food's real shitty, probably too.
Yeah, but it's always haunted. Like the kitchens for some
Yeah,
kitchens and bathrooms.
Because the food
You
was
know?
crap back then.
Yeah.
That's where you're gonna haunt the
Like
place
this.
if you're
Oh,
pissed
Alex
off.
is on. Alex
Yeah.
is on.
Like this.
Yeah,
When
it
we
is.
walk into that place, the first thing we hear is like something like sounded like footsteps and a bang, bam. And we were like, holy shit. And I was like, wait a second. I keep hearing
Yeah.
it. Bro, I went up to the wall and I hit the wall with the flashlight and it all stopped. Bro, it's full of raccoons and
And
rats.
Oh yeah.
So that made it hard to investigate because and then you have all these little
Yeah.
animals running around and you don't know what's what, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
factors. A lot of the windows are out, so that's a factor
Right.
to investigate through the noise.
Right.
It was tough, but
Oh, yeah.
never felt negative there, man. You feel
Okay.
accompanied, but not negative.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Franny was saying, which is true, is like water's like a conduit for like
Yeah. Well, there
paranormal
was
activity there.
The basement was
the
flooded.
basement was flooded with caca water.
Ah.
Ah, nasty. Did it smell?
Yeah.
Probably reeked through that place.
Can you talk about the closet raccoon story without giving
Oh
away
my
anything in the video?
So it was like already, your delusional state. It's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're just, bro, rambling on. Bro, you're exhausted. You're really
Right.
trying to hold up. And shout out, look, Alex is on. And Alex and 2 of his friends, we invited them to go with us, so they met us there. And I was with his friend Chris, and his friend Chris was rolling on the camera. And we walked down into the basement. So it's always sketchy. If somewhere felt a little sketchy, it was definitely down there.
It was the basement. Okay.
Go in there, and I'm like, man, look, there's like little footsteps and stuff. So I'm like, oh, this is weird. We hear something, and this like raccoon jumps out of the closet to the hallway in front of us and just like scrambles, man. And we just took a shit. And I just hauled ass. Dude. So I was like, what the hell is this? Man? And big,
Ninja raccoon
those are
popped
like-
out. Like, what are you doing?
like Ninja
raccoon.
Turtles. The little
Oh
green
my
liquid.
God.
They're
Like-
smart.
Huh?
Yeah, and they're big, man. They're smart and they're freaking huge. They get,
No, the boiler room was full of water. They were jumping in and out of the water. That's where they are in the water. In there.
God. So it's like alligator
Alex said you were
raccoons.
screaming.
Yeah, he was behind us actually. He saw it. He was coming down the stairs when it happened. I screamed, dude. I was
You probably all thought you saw something freaky, like an apparition or
That's
something.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like, no, raccoon.
Just as surprised as he was. Like, what are you doing here?
Well, when I was with another team, we used to do events at the Key Biscayne Lighthouse, the Cape Florida Lighthouse, and there's raccoons all over that place.
Oh yeah, it's loaded with raccoons down there.
Yeah.
And all
Yeah.
the little islands.
I mean, it's
Little known
definitely
fact.
a location. Yeah, it's definitely it's a must see. But from the videos that we have seen, I don't think it's as negative. At least not that night. Then
Right.
Right.
But it was good. We
Out
got a lot of good stuff.
Okay. And like out of all the places like that you've been to, you've been quite a few now. Like, how would you rank that up there?
You know what? I was just talking to Steven about this. I think the scariest place we've been to for me has still been the Bleckley.
It's just
Oh,
a
yeah.
different vibe in the place, man.
Yeah.
That was
It
a
was-
prison
And
for
the
like the negative
Bleckley's
stuff.
yeah, the Blackley is like so tiny compared to like these other places that we've gone to. You know, it's so
Mhm.
little, but it has been the scariest place. Like I was telling Steven, I was like, I want to go back. You know, and just like a redemption. You know, maybe because now it's getting more investigated. It's different now because we were only like the third people to investigate the Blackley.
Right.
You
Right.
know, maybe a little more friendly.
Yeah. Now that there's
Yorktown.
more people, more energy rolling through, maybe it's spiking it up even more. Because you guys had
Dude,
a wild night there.
James
was
is going to
bad.
be there.
It was
Yeah.
bad. It was bad.
James will be there.
Not even.
Yeah. This
I'm
Russell
really
and
big on
Paranormal.
Oh, look, he's gonna be there Saturday.
Yeah.
this though, but it's not even so much of that. Like I'm really big on history, man. Just being in Yorktown and knowing the history that's there, and like you're standing
we're
in these
taking
places.
over.
You're standing in these places, and you're like, man, like I can't believe that this went on in here, man. Like
Yeah.
I saw
Right,
the little ovens.
yeah.
I don't know if you know the story. I don't even know if I could talk about that really on here. The doctor had an affair with the nurse,
Not an
and
affair. He was like,
they had a child. He told them that they can't have it,
Mhm.
and either him or them out of depression threw it into a furnace. And
That
Wow.
sounds like the nurse from Waverly Hills that supposedly haunts the place. Supposedly she got pregnant by a doctor, and the doctor didn't want to have anything to do with her. I don't know if she had an abortion, but she hung herself there in the hospital.
hung herself. Yeah,
Well,
yeah. I
she,
know
she
that
either hung
story.
herself or
I mean,
was
the
or was
Waverly.
hanged.
Right.
well,
Right.
this
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
nurse killed herself also.
Oh, she did?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, I didn't know
But you
Yeah.
know, Joe, Mike, and I, in a couple of weeks, we're going on a paranormal bachelor road trip. Mike's getting married, everybody, and
Man.
That's
we're
so
going to two
exciting.
hospitals. Yeah, we're going to go to what is it? The old
Hospital on College Hill.
Yeah, the old hospital's on
Yeah.
College Hill.
Yeah.
I was watching that on Destination
go.
Fear,
Yeah.
and I don't know if this was real, but when Destination Fear was there, the dude caught I got heard actual audio of like a beeping going on, like a heart monitor, and the place is like abandoned. So
That is
I just hope some
insane.
crazy shit will go like that for us. And
Is
then we're
that
going to
the one
South
that
Pittsburgh.
the lady's laughing at the end of the hallway that you hear the Is that
I
that
don't
one?
remember. They got that place. They got the building next door, which was the
Right.
nurses college.
The
Also,
the college. Yeah.
is that
Well,
open?
no, that roof is like caved in. They I think are trying to get that funds for that to try to fix that up some. But what they do own two houses that you can rent and stay at. So the house that we're staying at was actually belonged to the doctor, Dr. Connolly, who founded the hospital, him and a couple other partners. So
supposedly it's haunted.
Which supposedly is also haunted.
So we're sleeping there.
Yeah.
The lady who runs that is super nice, man.
Yeah, Tonya, she's been great.
Telling us about that house.
Yeah, man, she's been very helpful. I mean, Ron too with South Pittsburgh. Everybody has helped.
I've been there, and the things I got there are like, it's just wild.
Yeah,
that's a wild place. And I was there during the day for 4 hours investigating it, and I could only imagine like how it's going to be at night. Yep. And last minute, we decided that we're going to do a pit stop on the way to West Virginia to Savannah. Don't worry, Franny. Don't worry. We're still going. But anyway, because Franny and I are going to celebrate our birthdays there. But we're going to do a little pit stop. If we can't investigate anything, we may just like mess around like by the cemetery or something like that.
You guys should look into that oddity museum there.
It's closed. It's closed when we're going to be there. I already looked into it. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there before. Like it's awesome. Grave Face Museum. If anyone listening,
I want to investigate that. So
I desperately want to investigate that place. Like that's
and I feel like they're open to it too. Like
Man,
the girls that work there, they're like, I feel like if you,
I think if you talk to them and set some, maybe we'll talk about that after off air. But
there's a bunch of places there.
Yeah, there's Savannah's an amazing place.
I mean, just walk around at night, right?
Yeah, literally anywhere you go.
Yeah.
It's like lagging. Hold on.
Oh.
There.
Oh, you got like a little tuner.
Are you good?
Interesting.
Is it us?
Oh,
or
that's
them?
cool. No, now you're delayed on my end.
There.
Are you trying to sharpen the picture?
Nope. Now they're gone. Technical difficulties.
All right, no worries. We're gonna if you guys are still there, maybe you can log on and log back on. But what we're gonna do is we're at that intermission mark where we gotta pay some bills, Joe.
That's right.
We gotta pay the bills. So, all right. We'll bring them back on. So we're gonna pay the bills, and we'll be back rocking and rolling. And here we go. What is up, my paranormal peeps? You may be wondering why we're holding something like these in our hand, and my buddy's going to tell you all about it.
The reason that we have this paranormal equipment in our hand is because we're giving a big shout out to the Ghost Hunter store, one of our sponsors. They're your one-stop shop for everything paranormal.
That's right, and you may have seen some of these equipment on your favorite paranormal TV shows.
Exactly, especially the Haunted Files on Paraflix.
Mike's got that right.
All right, guys, so check them out, and if you use the code word Ghost Gone Wild,
not Girls Gone Wild,
Ghost Gone Wild, in your checkout, you'll get a discount on your purchase. Thank you, guys.
Peace. What's up, my paranormal people? Eric and Mike here from the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, wanting you to remember the importance of hydration. Remember, we hunt ghosts. We don't want to turn into ghosts. Dehydration can lead to inflammation and even degenerative disease. So hydration is crucial.
Whether you're up all night investigating the paranormal, sky watching, or Bigfoot, Fuel Up Hydration System is designed to support motivation, concentration, and rejuvenation with the best immune-enhancing delivery system available today.
Experience the benefits of Fuel Up with their Feel the Difference money-back guarantee.
Visit fuelup.gg/warparty for their special offer that includes free shipping.
Fuel Up for life.
Hey, Eric, how do we do?
We did awesome.
All right. Well, maybe we should stick to hunting ghosts. I don't know if commercials is our thing.
True that. All right. And I also, hot.
Sorry.
So I want everyone to know that the time is almost here. Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on Paraflix, we're coming out with season 2, episode 2 of the TIFF Theater, Super Haunted Place. If you don't have your subscription, go get it. They give you a 3-day trial for free. Just check it out. I mean, we're not the only ones on there. And if you like it, use our discount code, the Haunted Files 25, and you'll get 10% off the annual subscription. It's $9.99, people. It's super cheap. And if you love the paranormal, forget about Travel Channel, the other channels on the network.
Because they forgot about you.
Exactly. Yep. They eliminated some shows. If you're a junkie, like maybe Joe is, check it out. So yeah, check it out. And I also want to thank James from Cross the Line Paranormal for being very gracious and hooking us up and giving us a tour of the town. He's in the episode, and also Franny from one of our teammates, and also she has Supernatural Eye. She's in it as well. So I'm going to play it and then we'll continue. Here we go. Bam.
to a pair of eyes up on the stage wall, where it's a solid wall. Eyes blinking at us and watching us as we did our investigation. We've heard audible voices, noises like chairs slamming up like someone's getting up, footsteps, being called out, get out. We've had different things, music box go off on command. There's several spirits here that are very interactive and they like to communicate. And there's some that don't want us here.
You don't like me?
So we're going to do the Delco experiment. But tonight, we're going to try something a little different. Al, stab him in the throat.
That's not very nice.
Who did you stab in the throat?
That's a little vulgar.
Dude, felt something touch me on my shoulder.
I know, right?
Yeah, I think
Yep,
that's
so check it out.
Stab him in the throat. On.
I know. Did you see the guy's expression? He was like that.
Yeah, I would have been done. Right at
That was pretty wild. And we did a special experiment. Mike was frying his brain, so you gotta check that out. Little Delco with a twist. So you're gonna have to watch it.
It's like a whole different vibe in a theater. Like when you go to the theater, we had done that one in Savannah.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
Like the feeling in there it's just different, man.
Yeah,
I love the theater we did over there. That's
and
super
they had
cool.
this real creepy basement underneath the stage that was we were hearing disembodied voices. It was wild. Like it's not going to be anyone from outside because you're underground. Like how are you going to hear anybody? So it was crazy. Yeah. So another thing I want to do is I don't think anyone, I'm looking here in the chat, but anyway, everyone always asks or maybe thinks like, why do you guys have like 30 people, like 30 team members on More Party Paranormal? And the reason is because we do a lot of events and a lot of us do our own things. So we got to have coverage at our events. And Joe will agree with me. We are very proud of our new investigators that stepped up to the plate and took their own groups last Saturday night at Yesteryear Village. They did an amazing job. I'm very proud of them. So I just want to give them a shout out about it. Maybe they'll listen later. Already did in our private chat. So yeah.
They kicked butt this weekend. We were sold out plus.
We were sold out. Yeah.
We were sold out plus. They took houses by themselves and presented and investigated with the guests and they had a blast. The guests had a blast. It was very successful. I'm very happy with them, very proud of them for taking that step forward, because it's tough to get in front of people at a haunted location. And say,
you gotta
hey,
be a people person when you're on a team. Okay,
and we say it all the time, like ghost hunting is investigating. It's like fishing. It's either you have a good night or you don't. If they want to talk to you, they will. If they don't,
fishing. I was just catching some shit last Saturday night. Oh my god!
Yeah, man. That's why.
Dude, I've never seen the Riddle House so active. So it all started like
fishing. I thought you were fishing.
No,
no, he said that
ghost
hunting
hunting
is
is
like
like
fishing.
fishing.
I was catching some whales last Saturday night.
No, we had some really cool. I had something that I had never experienced before. I was investigating in the schoolhouse, and I had a couple of cat balls set up, and it was a group of like 9 kids, like teenagers with two mothers chaperoning them basically, and we're doing an EVP session. And one of the responses that came out, I can't remember the response, but they all start laughing, and 2 of the cat balls go off as they start laughing. So we started looking, and we're like, yo, like, okay, that's weird. Maybe it's, it's hardwood floors. They're sitting on desks. Maybe it's the vibration from that. I was like, let's do it simulated, laughing, but stay very still. So they just sat as still and then simulated laughing, and the 2 cat balls lit up again. So I was like, okay, maybe there is something with the vibration. I was like, get up off your chairs. We went down to the middle of the room and then started laughing in that direction again. Cat balls went off again. So that was a first for me, and that was amazing. But yeah,
Mike likes balls. I mean, cat balls. I gotta throw a jab at him. He's not on the show, but I gotta do that.
So let's.
I'll be feeling better with it, brother.
No, Eric was there when Steven was walking around with the little doll, looking like it was like he had
with that nail in the head. But dude,
he's like, oh, like I'm like, what are you doing?
So dude, let me tell you about the Riddle House. So I started out doing it by myself. I was in there by myself. I was going to do it, but then because Chris was showing up late, and then he joined me later. But I went in there by myself to set up my equipment and everything. And right when you walk through the front door in that hallway, there's a light on the ceiling. Well, the light was blinking. It was like flashing. And I'm like, that's weird.
That's happened to me. Yeah, there.
Yeah.
I go, maybe that's like an electrical problem or something. So I didn't think anything of it. I was trying to see maybe if I could ask questions, manipulate it. Not really anything. And then I go into the funeral parlor downstairs, and I'm setting up my equipment. And dude, I hear walking upstairs, like solid footsteps. And then the lights flashing, and I'm like, my heart's racing, and I'm like, what the heck? Because I never experienced that in there as clear as like that. And so later on, of course, when the event starts and people start coming, the light's perfectly fine. So nothing happens. But Chris came later, and he saw a shadow figure in the main bedroom back behind the children's room, someone peeking behind the door. It was pretty wild.
It was actually pretty funny because I had just walked over to check in.
Oh yeah, we were freaking out because we were hearing noises the whole night. Even with the guests, we were all quiet and we were hearing things downstairs. And then Joe walks up and freaks us out.
Yeah, it just scared the hell out of them. But I'm about to walk out, and then Chris comes down the stairs, and his eyes are just huge, and I'm like, "What's up, man?" He's like, I just saw my first shadow figure. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, that's freaking awesome, man.
His eyes were huge.
We think Chris is a shadow figure because you don't hear him when he walks.
Yes, Chris is a ninja, man.
Yeah,
Chris
he hides in the shadows and watches. It's pretty funny.
He just pulls up.
The last time we were there at the Riddle House, it was me, JP, and my daughter. And I don't remember her name. Angela, maybe one of our team members, blonde lady.
Angie, yeah.
And she was in there with another lady. So she's like, "Oh, you guys are gonna come in?" She's like, "No, it's fine. You guys, have your time. We're gonna go outside." She leaves, and me and JP are walking upstairs. And JP's like, "Did the door just wiggle? Like the doorknob?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I think I heard something." At that same time, she comes running back in and she goes, "Did you just wiggle the doorknob?" Mm-hmm. Bro, we were like, what the hell? My daughter, Olive, she would just look at me and look at him like, what is going on here? It was at the same time, they both heard the same thing and they ran to the door to see if each other did it. That was crazy.
No, the little bell that hangs on the top of the door, when you open it, it rings just like the old-fashioned doorbell. I've had a group upstairs and heard it go off by itself. There were 2 volunteers downstairs, and I thought maybe it was someone walking in. And one of the volunteers was standing by the door, and I go, "Did you ring that bell?" And she's like, "No," but the other volunteers saw that happen because it happened from the kitchen, and they were in the front, and she hauled ass. Later, she came back, and then another time I was there, and I see it going back and forth by itself for no reason. There's no wind or nothing. I'm looking at it what the heck? It's that. I don't know. That house is odd. But that night, it was super odd.
I was alone with Olive in the house, in the Riddle House. And it was so funny because she wasn't scared at all. And she was like, "Mommy, let's go upstairs." And I'm like, "Are you sure? You want to go upstairs?" And she's like, "Yeah, let's." And I'm like, "I don't think you want to go upstairs." And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No, I think we got to go," because I was so freaked out and she was fine. That house has a vibe. It definitely has a creepy vibe.
No, absolutely. That's I always say the story because the Yesteryear Village where the Riddle House is, it's on the fairgrounds, and it's connected to the amphitheater where I would go to concerts all the time since high school.
Seen Motley Crue,
Yeah,
Kiss.
I've seen 100 bands in that at that place, but we would always park in that parking lot, and we walk by, and I would always tell my friends like, that's the Riddle House, like that's like one of the most haunted houses.
I saw One Direction
Florida.
there.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I took my daughter. Okay,
Yeah.
They got a really good bar.
He wore his One Direction superfan shirt. But yeah, man, like it's going to these places, and it's like you hear the reputation of it, and then you get there, and the reputation is real. The hype is real for it. So
real quick, people who don't know what Riddle House, what Yesteryear Village is. Yesteryear Village is a living museum. It's a bunch of historical buildings that were also all over Florida that were going to be demolished, and they moved them to this one location, call it Yesteryear Village, and restored these buildings. Yesteryear Village, the Riddle House is one of those buildings that used to be a funeral parlor that was out east. I think, was it like West Palm Beach Memorial?
Yeah, downtown West Palm Beach.
Yeah, one of the cemeteries there. And there's two stories, prominent stories there. We were getting a lot of activity with Jacob. Jacob's a little boy that fell out of the second story window. And his soul still remains there. And we were getting, like, with the dowsing rods, I was like getting good communication. At one point I was saying, "Where are you?" And the dowsing rods, both of them, point to the window where he fell out. It was just really weird. And then you have, I'm gonna let Joe talk about Joseph. Joseph is like the cool one, and he's experienced him.
It's not the one you were talking to? Joseph.
Yeah. Joseph, long story short, he was accused of taking some money, and the town, was way smaller at that time, and they started coming down on him, and he essentially couldn't take it, went up to the attic and hanged himself. But so because most of his accusers were men, typically when we were in there investigating the men, he don't like us. It's all, every EVP is an F-bomb or yelling. With the women, it's actually really weird because he's a lot more soft spoken with the women.
He's flirty sometimes too.
Yeah,
talk about alcohol and women.
Franny got her butt touched. She was like, something
in the funeral
party. And she's like, something just touched my ass. I'm like, how are you not jumping or like running? She's like, it's
I won't commit.
Yeah. She's like, I'm like, okay.
By the way, those were her dowsing rods that I was using that night. Let her know.
Oh yeah.
A little comment.
Yeah, that place is it's an amazing place. But you guys, so we have some clips, right, from you guys' investigation.
We don't, because we don't want to.
Oh, that's right, because we got the video coming up. That's right.
Yeah,
so
we don't want to share anything.
The video that we just put out was the Hamilton.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm saying you guys have this. Now you have Yorktown coming up.
And it's
I haven't even had a chance to go over much.
We haven't even reviewed our abandonment at the Yorktown or anything.
Oh wow.
Oh, you haven't started yet?
I'm curious to see that, because that's one of the things that I really do enjoy with your guys' videos is the abandonment section. For people who don't know, the abandonment is they literally leave the location. They set up, they'll put a camera, they'll put some REM pods or a tripwire, a couple devices.
To another YouTube channel called Paranormal Quest. We did get that. They do that in all of theirs too.
No,
and
well,
that was
either way, I like that, because we've tested that ourselves, like in a smaller scale. Like we'll go and leave a record, right? We'll leave a recorder somewhere and then leave, walk away, and come back 10 minutes later, an hour later, and check something. Like you guys literally physically leave these buildings and go, and
that was a lot to review, right?
I can imagine a couple hours of however long you're gone. But yeah, after a while, that evidence.
Mela does all the reviewing, right? Mela does all the reviewing.
No comment. Some of the best stuff we've gotten has been on abandonment.
But check this out. We decided to put what was it? The S box. was it the S box that we did in the Hamilton or not the abandonment? Steven's like, oh, why don't we just put the S box, in the abandonment? But he put it like blasting.
I put it way too low.
So then when we start reviewing the abandonment, we're like, like
yeah.
I'll
tell you what, at Yorktown,
we called Alice and we're like, Alice, we're so sorry.
Listen,
we're so sorry.
At Yorktown in the nursery, I go in there to set up the abandonment. I put the music box in the middle of the room. And I physically go, I hit record, and I'm looking at the screen. But I tell her, stand behind the camera and make sure that when it goes off, like it's in the frame, like you can see the color, you can see the room, everything. She looked at it also. When I came back, the camera was off, full battery.
Yeah.
Never recorded. The file was not even there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was so angry, dude. I was like, what? And then like you look back at camera, you see me hit record.
Yeah.
Just gone. Turned off by itself. And like you would think if it stops recording, it would have recorded everything after, or got me leaving nothing. It's not there. It doesn't exist.
Did you guys like have like a, it'd be cool. It's like if you had this, if you did an abandonment and have the spirit box running and then play a recorder that's like not recording, but you have like questions that you put on the recorder and play the recorder and have it play the questions while you're on and see if the spirit box, and see if the spirit box answers the questions from the recorder.
Yeah, that would be.
I just thought of that.
Yeah, because you don't, you could put the spirit box a little closer without a speaker. Let's
or
say
reviewing that. Oh my God, that was.
That's my worst.
I
apologize in advance.
But we got good responses though. Like,
of course, I'm sure.
It was good. It was good. The Hamilton was fun. Like blindfolding Ophi and Laz and sticking them in there. Like that was. I come up with these ideas that I would never do. Like I'm gonna come up with these ideas.
I'm gonna start calling you Zach Bagans. Is what I'm gonna start doing. You come up with these terrible ideas to do when they gotta suffer through it. It's like, well, we
don't be a pussy. Like you could do it, but I would never do it.
I wish.
Well, I was at the Hamilton jail like once for a Paracon, and we got to investigate the jail part, but I didn't investigate like the sheriff's part, like where he lived with his family. How's that area?
So one of the things that I definitely wanted going back was I wanted to do the kids' room because I feel like I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because that's the only thing
upstairs, right?
Yeah, but you see, like you're like, is that even upstairs? It's something that doesn't, it's there, it's creepy, but you kind of lose sight of it when you're there in that location. Right. I don't know why. If that makes sense, I don't know. So I did want to like concentrate on that area just because there's a lot of videos out there of like the doll moving and like a lot of things in that room. I don't feel like we got. That's where the abandonment with the S box was at.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and then when we were up there, I feel like we got a lot downstairs, like trying to get us out of that room.
Okay.
When you walk in and you go to the left, that room in there that takes you like towards the back and to the jail.
That's the living room.
No, that's the living room. No, the kids' room is upstairs on the second floor.
No. You were talking right. You were talking downstairs, like there was an area.
Oh yeah, like that. Yeah, like the living room and like the.
So it's more like it drew you downstairs rather than keep you upstairs in that room. Like it's nothing would happen while you're there, but then all hell will break loose downstairs where you have to. Now it's like, no, we got to go investigate this.
Yeah, like we heard like a woman, like something, and we were like, so it makes you think like, oh, did somebody come in, and then it's like, what happens when you think somebody comes in? You leave the room to go check it out, and then you get distracted and you don't go back. That happens in all these locations. So that's how it was up there. I don't know, maybe it was too many of us in one little room. But that room, there's definitely something there.
I don't know if it's just Florida jails, but I just think it's weird how I guess the warden or the sheriff of the jail would have the other his like living quarters like right next to the jail with his family and kids and everything. And like you got all these you got like all these like murderers and who knows what kind of people next door. That'd be really odd.
We went to Clay County this last weekend, and nothing like the Hamilton.
No,
I don't think it was. The courthouse was badass. Honestly, our side of the group got a lot of activity in the courthouse, but
which is
the Hamilton is just maybe
on another level.
It said my name like 5-6 times.
Oh, it said birthday. It was his birthday.
And at the end, it said birthday.
That's very
you could
cool.
see it in the video. We were all screaming when it said
the
that.
whole night we were like, tell him happy birthday, tell him happy birthday. And it wouldn't say it. I was like, come on. And then finally when it did, we were like, we were already delusional.
Maybe it remembered, and maybe that's why it opened up a little more, and we got the activity we got that night. It's crazy. It kept saying Steven, like you would hear it. You see it in the video. It keeps saying my name, and it's like, what the? But
and James said that they caught sounds like a guard whistling while they were outside there.
Well, across the street is haunted as hell too at the cotton mill. I went in there with Jeremy, and it was scary.
Dude, that place, when I saw
it was tough in there.
When I saw that place, it was calling my name to go there. I just had a strong sense something was going on there.
No, his
what kind of mill
flashlight
was that?
And I was upstairs on the second floor, and my flashlight dies. No light. Spirit box running. I'm like, oh my God. Poor Jeremy was like, I'm never going anywhere with this guy again, bro.
The spirit
no
box?
more ideas from this guy.
Yeah.
And the moment we stepped foot in the place, it started pouring like a thunderstorm. I was like, oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It's going to be great when you fall through the roof.
In there, I asked at one point, I was like, can you tell me, like, what type of people worked here?
Yeah,
and immediately a woman voice comes through and says all black.
All black.
Jeremy looks at me and him, and I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. Like that place, the feeling in there is heavy.
We found pictures.
Well, I gotta do a quick pause. We're at that time of the show where our KGRA digital broadcasting listeners who are listening to the show are going to be moving on to the next show. And for you all that are watching on our YouTube channel or Facebook, go check out KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network. Try to say that 3 times real fast. But anyway, they got some amazing shows. We're not the only show there. You can listen to on iHeartRadio. They're on all the platforms. They have things on Bigfoot, cryptids. They got MUFON and UFOs. All kinds of shows, and they're amazing. So go check them out. And then those you listeners who are listening right now, check us out at the War Party Paranormal YouTube page.
That's
How
right.
did I do, Chanel? I did good, Chanel, without having Mike here. Stellar. All right, cool.
That's a Chanel producer. Thank you very much for what you do, and also shout out to Dantex for moderating. Hell of a job every time, man.
We missed you, Chanel. We missed you last week, but it was nice to see Bill. I told Bill we would never trade you, so just to let you know. So you're good with us.
So yeah, the Hamilton. I still haven't been able to go to the Hamilton. And
wait, now we can say
in like 3, 4, 7 minutes.
Yeah, we're off FCC rules.
Then we could say, and all sorts of fun stuff.
It'll be a free for all.
Yeah. Sorry, Chanel.
You can say coño though. Say coño.
Oh yeah, they don't know what coño is.
I was gonna say that's almost worse.
Right? That's so much worse.
No, you need to.
This is a family show, people.
Well, of course, my wife is white, Irish,
Americano.
Irish American, and of course, me being Cuban, I have to teach her like Spanish, so she could communicate with my family. So the first word I teach her is coño. That's the first thing and then I gave her. she's got that one okay, like hi and all that. But then she'll like, but it's funny because I'll tell her exactly what it is. I'm not trying to trick her, and she uses it like perfectly. Like she'll speak
Accent.
English and then
She
throw
say
in a
coño.
coño.
Does she say it like
Yeah.
that?
We went
Coño.
somewhere and she goes coño. I was like,
You got it.
yeah.
There
all
we
right.
go. That's the correct
That's proud-
pronunciation.
that's a proud
Now we gotta
moment.
move. Now we gotta move up. There we go. That's for
Yeah,
everyone who's watching. You could see the proper spelling of.
We're going.
that.
We're actually going to St. Albans in May with Yvette from Haunting Angels and James from Cross the Line Paranormal.
Oh,
right
sweet.
on.
Yeah.
That
Where's
sounds
Haunted Angels
awesome.
from? Are they from Florida?
Well, Yvette is from Miami.
She's like 2 blocks from my mom's house. It's like crazy.
like
The same neighborhood.
Westchester, Miami.
I was like,
Huechete.
Huechete.
Dímelo.
And we moved to North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she.
And
moved
how
to
did you
North
meet her? Are
Carolina.
you guys been friends for a while,
We-
or?
We met her because
they were the group after us
were-
at the Blackley.
Yeah, they were the group after us, the Blackley, and we were
Dale duro.
like I said, we were going. Yeah, so I like messaged her, and I'm like, oh my god, like have so much fun, giving her some pointers. What did you say, Eric?
Dale duro.
No, you heard correct.
Dale duro.
Dale duro.
Right? Is that how you say it?
Freddie.
I try.
That's it.
I try.
No, but
Oh,
they're
yeah.
badass, man.
How do you say
They're-
it? What's the correct pronunciation?
I don't know what you're trying to
No, you
say.
said it perfectly right.
No, I said it right. Dale duro. D-U-R-O. What?
I heard Caraculo.
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 Oh,
That's our-
caraculo.
That's our advanced lesson.
Okay.
Freddie's like, that's it, I'm done.
Yes, go check out Haunted Angels. I'm gonna check you out.
They're
Yvette.
badass.
And if you come to Miami,
badass.
come down and hook us
Bro,
up with it.
that chick is nuts. Like,
I mean-
I'm telling you, she is insane. Like,
I'm in trouble now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, Randy, we'll talk later.
So, I mean, St. Albans is definitely one of the spots that's like on my list of like must go places. Like,
I've heard nothing but crazy stories about that place. And Jane has actually been there,
Yeah, James has been there, I think,
which
like
is
twice.
good,
or-
because
Yeah, he has been there.
yeah.
There's that battleship there. Was it the Yorktown, right? Or no, the Hornet, USS Hornet.
USS Hornet, I think. Well, that's
Yeah,
in
that's-
in North Carolina, I think.
I
Is
want
that
to
where
do
she's
one.
from?
I want to do one of those battleships so bad.
I
that
do, but
is-
I wanna rent the battleship to do it. Like, if we-
Yeah,
like,
yeah, for sure.
I don't want to, yeah, I want to do that. There's
Not
one
on
in
a
Tampa
tour.
that's
Yeah, there's one in Tampa we need to get
Yeah.
into.
Oh,
You
we've
could
seen that
you
one,
could
yeah.
rent the whole thing, the whole boat.
yeah.
Or
we
we're
do
gonna
it.
visit. We're gonna visit Yvette, and we're gonna check out the USS Hornet. That
Let
would be
me
badass.
tell you that Yvette will definitely
Take you to spots.
take you to some that I'm by far
They're busy.
she's
bro.
the
They're cool.
craziest
That's awesome.
woman investigator that I have come across. I can't believe
Sounds like my kind of people.
she goes, I'm always packing. I'm like, okay.
That sounds like Scotty.
That sounds like Scotty. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Sounds like, yeah, like in Miami. Like she's like, I'm from Miami. I was like, okay. It's
Yeah,
great.
hence her Dali, her Dali comment there.
Yeah,
That's
she's like,
engraved.
Dale. Yeah. What's
Duro.
Chester?
Which
Duro. No culo.
What is it
duro.
with the guy in the doodle?
Doodle.
Dale duro. Do it hard, right? Isn't that what that means?
That's exactly what it means.
Okay. Do it hard.
If you're gonna, if you're
Just
gonna
like we're
do
doing
it,
it with this
do
show.
it
We're
hard.
doing it hard. We're coming on strong.
That's
what
you
do
busted
like,
Nike's 2025 change to their slogan. It's just do it hard. Now
Do it hard, paranormal. There we go.
Oh, man.
Dale, doodle.
oh god.
Right.
All right.
Where did the show come to?
Where it always ends up somehow at the end of the night.
People, when we go
It's like when
investigating,
it crosses to a dark
investigating,
you
People,
Yes.
when we go investigating, this is how it is. These are like the conversations that you hear. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
silence. It's like silence. Anyone here?
Somebody farts.
Man, I farted.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
Now I'm gonna be whispering Dale Duro the whole
Damn,
investigation.
did you shit your pants? Yeah, that's all Eric's gonna be saying from now on every
Dale Duro.
investigation.
Dale Duro.
Can you say Dale Duro?
That's
please?
exactly how it is. And then like we'll
Oh no,
Uh-oh. We're breaking up.
we lost them. Well, I mean, that's one of the many faces of Mela.
Let's all freeze.
This is famous.
We all froze now. There you
Freeze
go.
frame.
sorry.
Freeze frame.
We'll be all like cracking jokes or laughing or God knows what. Somebody farts and then in the middle of us joking and laughing, then like we hear something, we're like,
Yeah, and then
that's
everyone.
being serious, and it's like, oh shit.
You gotta have a good time, man.
But you gotta have
Of
a good
course.
time. I tell it all the time. Yeah, I'm like, if this shit becomes like stressful,
If it's not fun, don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's supposed to be a great time. It's it's a lot of money.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money.
it is.
It's an expensive hobby. Yeah.
No, and the
It's
thing is too that here in Florida, bro, there's not much. There's not much.
No, we got all the places pretty much.
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of untapped resources. The problem that we have here is access, because a lot of places, because especially in South Florida, that and you would think the opposite because of the tourists coming in. Like if you added a little paranormal thing,
when you're on the cruise boats and you're trying to pick out a tour, like
yeah,
would be cool if you had a brochure, like ghost hunting tours, like the Daring Stage or something.
We got contacted by a gentleman, which we have a date for, and he owns a store. And he's like, just told us his grand story, how he grew up on a haunted house and all of this stuff. So we're actually going over there. It's everywhere, man. You just honestly got to look for it. We were lucky enough for him to contact us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's everywhere, man. And a lot of these places in Florida just don't want you to do it there.
They don't.
I've called so many places. I'm like, I call, email, and a lot of places just no.
We need to go to Azúcar in Calle Ocho, right next to Ball and Chain.
No, Azúcar is
it's an ice cream parlor. The big ice cream cone on the front of it?
Dale Duro.
Hey,
that's where he's gonna just be screaming that out. Dale Duro.
I got an EVP there. I went there and they let me go into the office. Supposedly back in the early 1900s, there was a well out there and a little girl like fell in the well and died before like all those buildings were there. And she still haunts the place. And the people were saying, oh, we experienced stuff like that. Weird things happening here. So I'm like, can I do an EVP session in the office? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. And this is before I had my DR60, and I got a little girl saying, I'm here. Like, I don't know. It was just really wild. And I was just there for a split second. I could only imagine, like, if you were there at night.
We lived next to there for years. We had an apartment there on 8th Street and 11th Avenue. And definitely 8th Street is, I'm sure it's haunted with.
I mean, look at even Ball and Chain. You know how long Ball and Chain has been there?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's the Miami Inn in downtown Miami. They're like these little cottages. I heard that's haunted too.
Area. And like you go around and look at all the buildings in that area, you wouldn't even know what they were before. These things are apartments now. Like it's out there. You have to
you gotta find it. I mean, you gotta research. Like you gotta dig in and look at the old news articles. Look for all this stuff and see if you get lucky with a place that will allow you to do it. Because that's what it is. Like these guys, they don't want to do it. They're like, no, we don't want to bring that to this place. And it's like, well, hear us out. Like we're
well, that's what Old Davy Schoolhouse said.
Yeah.
When I first came up to them, they thought I was crazy. And then when we did it, they were like, we don't want to like advertise it because we have children that do tours here. And now we're on Univision and we're doing Delcos and they're all into it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
We
especially when
yeah.
you're in it for the reason, like the right reasons. Like we do these events that we do for conservation. For these historic
Yeah, we
locations
help
that
them. We're bringing them
keep
money.
them up.
Mhm.
We don't make any money. We love it. We love the history. Like you, Stephen, you were talking earlier. You're a huge history buff. I mean, I'm a huge history buff, and getting, like you were saying earlier, like coming to these places that you've read about and like seeing news clips up, and then you walk into it and you're just like,
It's surreal.
damn, like here you
Dude,
go.
we need to go to Coral Castle.
I've
Prism, the team I used to be on used to do that.
I could
They're no longer there.
I
Dude,
had
you should
lived
go there.
and I've never. I told her not long ago, but honestly, you know how much it is to get in there now. Like you could $20 more, you go to Disney World.
You go to Disney.
Really,
it's like $40 to get into that place.
Yeah,
now,
and it's not like you could.
and it's not that $40 a lot. It's just like it's this big.
Inflation. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes you like an hour to go through the thing. I mean, you're not going to be there the whole day.
I just don't understand how I've lived in Miami my entire life and I have never been to Coral Castle.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been.
Because we were
you should send something there.
Well, yeah.
You were like you rock.
I skipped school when we had that field trip.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go on that field trip.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it was. We had the field trip and I skipped school that day. Yeah.
And then you got the chancleta thrown at you.
Yeah.
No, I was always very, very good. I only got caught one time, and that was because I was driving this way and my dad was driving this way. And then I called him right away. I was like, do you want me to go home or you want me to go back to school?
No, I had an incident where my parents were out of town and I was having a party at the house and my dad calls and he's like, I hear people there. There's no one should be there. What's going on? I'm like, oh, nothing, whatever. No one's here. We're leaving. But so I had all these beer cans and stuff that I dumped into a garbage bag and threw it in my car. And then we left to go to another party. And I don't know if you guys know where Old Cutler Road is, but my car broke down on Old Cutler and I left it there and went to the party. And my dad comes back. He's taking a cab from the airport and sees my car there.
He's like, screw the car, this party.
No, he sees my car like stranded there. So he goes back and opens up the car to see what happened. Sees all these beer cans, girls' underwear.
Oh my God.
So yeah, a little one-on-one talk. Dad, it's haunted. That wasn't in there before.
Don't bring a UV light in that car.
Exactly right.
Doodle.
Oh my God.
That was the Dale Duro mobile.
I had the it was. I had our birds and the bees talk back then. It was a little bit too late, I guess.
You missed that boat, Dad.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
Cógelo suave, dale duro.
Exactly. And my mom's Latina. She's like, when your father hears what happened, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. But yeah. Don't let me tell you your father. She had this very heavy Latina accent. Don't let me tell your father.
But yeah. So where are you guys going? Besides because you said it's like a road trip, like you guys are gonna do like for the bachelor party, you're just gonna go to 2 locations.
Yeah,
we're doing 2 locations, but we're driving up to Savannah the first day. And we're just gonna hang out, really. We're just gonna go and walk around, explore, go eat and have a drink, and then
maybe do a pub crawl, a haunted pub crawl.
We'll figure it out. But we're gonna check that out, and then the next day we're gonna drive up to West Virginia to check in, and then we investigate the next night. Then Friday after our investigation, we leave and we head down to Tennessee. And then the following night is when we have South Pittsburgh. So it's a lot of moving, but I mean it's a road trip. We're gonna have a damn good time on the road. Yeah, man. Like I love a good road trip. I mean, hell, we drove. My wife and I drove to New York a couple years ago And it would have been better if it wasn't like in the middle of winter, so it was just freaking snow everywhere. And like I I'm from Miami. I don't drive in this crap. And
Miami.
I remember we got to her friend's house to go visit, and they're like, make sure you put the e-brake on the car because they live like they're
and turn your tires towards the curb.
It's like a hill. And I was like, yeah, okay. I was like, we're not going to be here that long. By the time we come back, the truck that we had rented had slid back and was stopped from falling down a hill by the bumper of their car.
I didn't even know that happens.
Didn't even know. I would have come back and the car would have been toppled over, flipped on
some
down
crazy
a hill.
shit's gonna happen. We're gonna have like a crazy ass story to tell you when we get back.
It barely hails in Florida, bro. Like we don't even get that.
Hail.
We don't
We
get
got caught in a snowstorm in North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
And when we went the next day,
New
I was like, oh, let's go to we saw like a stream or some shit. We're like, oh, let's go. The doors wouldn't open. So we're like, why doesn't the door open? And then we didn't even have like the stick to clean the
No,
floor.
I didn't know what to do.
We didn't know what to do. We're like, what do you mean we gotta buy shit to get into the
thing
car?
was frozen, and I'm hitting the wipers. I'm like, why is it not coming off, bro?
Nothing moving.
Oh, listen to this story. So Franny and I were at PEX Pair Experience in Tahoe, Nevada. Okay, we're both from South Florida. So the day we had to go back to go back to the airport, we had to drive from Tahoe to Reno to the airport there. So you have to go over the mountains. And we left like at, I don't know, like 3 or 4 in the morning because our flight was leaving early. And we're driving up there and I'm going through the mountains and the roads are winding. And all of a sudden we're in the middle of a blizzard. I mean, the snow was as thick as dollars, like coming down thick on like the mountain. Yeah. We were like,
no, hey, it's scary, man.
And cars, like the people that live there are used to it. So they're
Like,
blowing by me.
Like honking at you, like, come on, bitch.
Exactly.
No.
Yep. And I had happened to rent like a 4x4, like a Grand Cherokee.
Too.
If I was in a little Toyota Corolla, I would have to pull over. There's no way I would have been able to drive. And then you're like right on the edge where it drops. It's crazy.
Yeah, you look to the side and it's like, how is this even legal? Like,
no, I know, right? And they drive crazy. They're like right on your ass, like, move, bitch. Get out the way.
I don't like it. I don't like driving in the snow, man. It's too tense.
Yeah, that was scary. I like, even I think the day before that we had to come back down, I was like already thinking about, oh my God, like the way back down. But then we realized that we had like 2 different options to go up the mountain and we chose the fucked up one. But then going down, we went down normal. So I was like waiting, for that side of the mountain, but it never came. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
And then it was because we didn't realize that we chose the adventurous side.
No, that happened. That happened to me and Katie in New York. Yeah, that same thing happened to me and Katie. We were on our way to visit a friend, and she's like, put the address in the GPS. I think I had just finished investigating at Letchworth Village, and we were heading to her friend that lived not too far. She's like, make sure we don't go through this pass. I'm like, okay, but it like took us the way that we had wanted to go, and then it redirected us back through that pass. So we had to literally go up this fucking mountain with no rails, and I don't understand. That's what it is. Everybody that lives up there is used to it. They do it every day. They've been doing it for their entire lives. I'm not used to it. Kate, my wife, had to drive. I was like, "You're from these freaking mountains. Like you've done this like your entire life."
You're like chilling in the passenger side, like
chilling. I don't think I've ever grabbed the oh shit bar. You know what I'm talking about?
But imagine if those people like we're not comfortable with driving in the mountains, but what if they drove in Havana and Coñolandia? Imagine them trying to handle that.
Yeah, man.
And all The little Cubans will jump at you, and you're like,
Exactly. Driving in the slow in the fast lane and driving with the turn signal on. You're not turning.
You made the Cubans like minions.
No, it's not just them. It's just we got like a lot of different cultures here, and they all drive crazy in their countries. I mean, my mom's from Ecuador. I don't know how it is in other countries, but there's no like stop signs. They're there, but they don't obey them. It's just you honk your horn when you're going through the intersection and go.
The only rules don't go.
Yep.
well, yeah, and the cars in Cuba are like from the 50s.
Yeah.
So
well, that's why they could be rebuilt because they're from the 50s when cars were still cars.
Definitely.
Those shits are hard.
We got to go to Cuba. We got to go to Cuba and investigate. That would be amazing.
You can't.
My buddy did it. Well, my former buddy.
We tried, and
Really?
yes,
I think you have to know people.
You gotta pay. You gotta pay. You gotta pay. You know, because you can't just be out there filming.
I mean, you could do it rogue, but do you really want to?
Oh, like you have to get like a permit to film.
Yeah, like you know the cops.
Oh
and
no,
shit,
but you can go there and investigate. Just don't film. I mean, you can capture stuff on your phone or whatever.
Yeah, but the problem with that is they're gonna jack your shit in the airport. Like,
they're gonna take all your stuff.
This guy I know that was on Prison Paranormal, he did it. He brought
20% of your stuff is gonna be gone.
No, I know someone that went when I was with Prison Paranormal. The guy that was on that team went and brought equipment over there, but he said he had connections that people took him different places.
Yeah, well, I do too. That's the thing. That's why I was like, yo, let's do it. It'll be super cheap. You know, I have Yamilet that could take us, you know, here and there, whatever. But the problem is that the problem is being able to take our stuff. And
I ain't taking my DR60.
No,
it's already jacked. It's about they will stop you and be like, why are you bringing all this equipment that looks like you could create a bomb?
Right.
And then, you know what? Like,
that makes sense. I don't know how he did it.
And you're American, you know, like.
I think he just bought like a recorder. I think he just bought his DR60, and I don't think.
Okay, that's fine.
I follow a guy in Cuba. He has like he's Cuban as hell. Like this is on Facebook, no YouTube, and his thing is abandoned places in Cuba.
Right.
So when I found him, I was like, "Oh, I need to watch this." And he has some crazy. I've seen him post crazy videos.
I can
Hospitals, beautiful theaters, man. That the city they don't give a like. People could go in there and live. Like if you want to do that, go. They're completely thrown to crap. You could just walk in. The front is crumbling. You know, like theaters and hospitals. It's crazy.
No,
people are living there.
Huh?
Like if that
people are
city
living in those buildings,
it would be phenomenally beautiful. Like
it would.
Like,
of course.
It would be the jewel of the Caribbean, like it used to be.
Yeah, all the original Spanish architecture that's still there. You know.
Yeah.
But
I would love that.
That was the issue. The issue was that if they do stop you, then it's like, no, you can't take this in. We're keeping it.
Right.
What are you gonna do? You know? So
no, you show up with your video camera.
My ass. We can't take it to people.
I don't know who I was talking to the other day on Instagram, and they were like, "Oh, what's like your craziest?" And honestly, like crazy place to go investigate somewhere like the Middle East, dude. Egypt,
crazy.
Like Syria.
Yeah, then they're gonna show a video of you with the sack over your head, and they're gonna like.
I'm not saying because of the terrorists. The history there goes back to the Bible.
Of course, like that's why it's like I would love to go to like Jerusalem. You know, I would love to go to
even Mexico,
Egypt.
like the Maya and Azteca.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean,
Inca. Is like my main. That's crazy.
I've been to Chichen Itza. That place is pretty badass.
Yeah, I would love to go to Chichen Itza. I would love to do Machu Picchu.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list.
Pikachu.
Yeah, Pikachu.
I got to when I went to Ecuador, I got to investigate an Inca tunnel in Quito. That was pretty cool.
What is
that? That is cool. An Inca tunnel.
Quito, Ecuador. There's an Inca tunnel that I got to investigate. We stayed at a hacienda. and they have these tunnels that go back to Inca times underneath, because the whole there was like an Inca empire in Quito, and the Spanish built over it. So there's like still tunnels running through there and stuff like that. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, Daw Island. Island, I know, is one that gets investigated.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's like right outside of Mexico City.
Our backdoor neighbor, they're Mexican, and she, the wife was telling me that they went, but that they didn't allow anybody to go at night, but they do have tours during the day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that people have filmed there at night. They must pay good money to
that, or they go and rent their own boats and brave it, because you're going up and down canals and stuff, and at
no,
that place.
somebody owns that.
Yeah,
somebody
own
it.
it.
Yeah. They own the island.
The little old guy that you see on like Ghost Adventures, he passed away. And
Yeah,
you're not gonna believe where he passed away.
He passed away in the same spot where the little girl died.
Really?
Oh, really?
Insane, bro. We just saw a video from like some girl on YouTube.
They found
Amy's
floating
Quest,
in there,
and she was just there. So the interview is fresh. The people they have working there now, and it was a guy, a tour guide, and he said it. The guy died in the same spot.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He became obsessed with the dolls because he found little girl dead in the river. And then like a few months later, he found a little doll floating in the same spot. So he got the doll and he was like, oh, he actually started collecting dolls, trying to keep the spirits away because he kept hearing like a lot of crazy around in the island. It wasn't to like make the spirits at peace. It was more to get them, to like back off.
Right.
So he just kept collecting dolls and dolls. He ends up dying in the same spot where he found the little girl.
That's wild.
Crazy. That little island. But at the same time, I don't know, I'm a little iffy about like islands and outdoor investigations. There's so many like different factors that could like,
I'm iffy with the real people there, bro. They know, know you're be there. They know you got money somewhere. Equipment.
Yeah. Well, I used to be in banking and work for Citibank, and Citibank, they have a headquarters in Mexico, so we used to get a lot of clients from Mexico. A lot of them used to ask me for kidnapping insurance. That happens a lot down there too.
Yeah. But it's like normal.
Tourists too.
You pay them and they let you go. It's
like getting pulled over by a cop over there. Like I've been pulled over by a cop in Cozumel, and it was like I was like, what to get me out of this? He's like, put whatever you think is fair.
Exactly.
My dad,
give you a little book.
My dad used to travel all over Mexico, Central America, South America, out in the countryside. He used to work with the farmers, and he would have like an escort of bodyguards, like go wherever he went, just because in some countries, just because of that. It's pretty wild.
Venezuela, gorillas, like that's still around.
Yeah.
Venezuela.
What were you saying about Venezuela?
Yeah, they're huge on kidnapping.
What's the name of the place in Key West we went to? Joe, we went to that Cuban place in Key West.
Oh, the Cuban Museum. It used to be a school.
Right.
School for the cigar rollers things.
For the cigar rollers kids. So and it was the only it was blacks and whites together in the same school.
Right.
They were all Cubans. Yeah.
I put my red in there, bro, and I walked away from it and started going crazy. I didn't touch the sensitivity.
The building has a theater.
I was like, I want to investigate this place.
It has a theater, and it's really beautiful. I love all that.
Well, imagine like before Tampa. Before Tampa became known for their cigars, like Key West was the spot. Like Key West was actually at one point like the richest city in the entire country.
Well, that whole White City cigar factory, that's the one that has a really pretty floor.
Right.
At school, the historian that was there, we were talking for a while, and I don't know what I had asked him. I had asked him about those cigar factories in Tampa. I was like, have you ever seen those and that? They would train those people in that school. Those cigar people were sent over there from here, just like quality control. They want the Cuban cigar to be up to this standard. They already have it. You guys go over there and build that over there. They came from there.
Well, you know, I used to do work with the Hillsborough Teachers Union, and their offices are in Ybor City in an old cigar factory. And I was friends with the president, and she was telling me like down in there's like a basement area, and you can still see like on the brick where they like used to write on it back like in the late 1800s, early 1900s. They kept that there, but it is restored. But they say they like all kinds of weird things. They hear weird noises in there and stuff like that. They let me go around like during the day, but you know, people are working there. And what am I going to do? But I don't know. It'd be cool to check that place out.
One I'm talking about with a nice floor that says Cuba, whatever, that's like white tile. That building is for sale. And there was a paranormal team that had access to it and were doing tours. I searched and I can't see any like active ones.
Steven totaled his car on Sunday, the day after. We saw Robert the dog.
No,
True story.
Yeah, I don't.
When was this? When was this?
I was like, why the fuck are you?
You guys want to hear something crazy? On YouTube right now is a video of the tour guide of Robert the Dog's paranormal investigations at night, telling people that's all a lie.
Yeah.
The asking permission was fabricated, and then and then he goes into a bunch of history and why you shouldn't ask permission. Why are you giving a spirit power over you?
Well, to be fair, Steven drives like shit.
If you go in there scared, can please, he's gonna know that he has power over you. I asked permission, of course I did. You know, like I don't want nothing to happen to me, but it's crazy to hear that
something happened to you.
The people from the fort saying
it's psychological. It's all in your mind.
I don't believe it. But
That's another place I've yet to go is see Robert, and again I've been to Key West 100 times. You know,
did you look at his eyes?
I didn't look at those eyes.
Yeah, we looked at all of him.
Okay,
we put up the REM pod.
I put a video on our story, man. The REM pod there, like
the REM pod.
Once again, sensitivity all the way down on call.
Yeah.
Like Robert, if you're here, and it did it for me on camera, which was crazy. I was like, awesome.
There was people like.
Thanks,
dude. It was pretty empty, but then all of a sudden, like two couples were walking, and they like stayed away because we were like doing a whole investigation around Robert.
They're like, oh hell no.
Yeah, they're like, what?
Definitely a vibe in there, man. It's
yeah, for sure.
But
Fort Martello.
A lot of it is the intimidation of all the stories behind them. You go in there scared already.
Did you check out the other fort, Fort Zachary Taylor?
No.
That's where the beach is
at, death. Yeah, there's a lot of people died there from tuberculosis, and it's super haunted. I mean, I got some stuff there during the day.
Yeah, Dave, remember?
You can walk in there during the day.
Yeah, you can go during the day.
If you walk into the naval base, like where like the cruisers drop you off, let's say, you could go right through there, and
you can walk around.
Yeah. I think it's
free
like
of charge.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Looking. You gotta check it out. And there's nobody ever there. I mean, no one really knows about it.
The place that I also have always wanted to go, wanted to investigate. I mean, obviously, besides Captain Tony's saloon and Sloppy Joe's.
No, not Sloppy Joe's. What's the place?
You talking about the funeral parlor?
What's it called? Hog's Breath Saloon.
Yeah,
that place is haunted. I did an enrollment there, and I was enrolling all the employees into health insurance, and the owner was telling me it's super active. They said the building, because it's open air. People don't know what Hog's Breath Saloon is. It's open. It's like an open air. Most of the bar, but there's a building like 3 stories, and like it's on the other side of it. And they said behind the building, they used to hang people there. That used to be the original courthouse, and I guess that's why they get a lot of activity there. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of places in Key West. Hog's Breath Saloon.
Yeah. Well, the hanging tree. That's at Captain Tony's.
Yeah.
It's
and then you got Captain Tony's.
Yeah, it's growing out of the ground.
They got headstones in the bar.
There's a couple graves still there.
No, but that happened. And when we came back from Yorktown,
sorry, guys, that sucks.
When we came back from Yorktown, immediately a bunch of shit started happening too, and I was like, I don't want to believe anything negative, but I did get home and clean myself con un huevo y palo santo because I was like, no, espérate.
And what about Steven? You let him
Steven
sleep
stayed outside. He's
outside?
like, Steven was outside like, I'm not doing that shit. I'm like, all right, well, you stay out there, but this is getting weird.
You ain't coming to this house.
I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm skeptic. And I think going into doing this, you need to have
You have to be
some sense of like just natural sense of things that happen and like occurrences.
You always got to debunk and find an explanation.
Like I was eating
how
shit.
crazy it
That was
is.
the honest truth. I was literally looking in the rear view. I looked down. The car was like,
Steven said it up and down. Boom.
All right. Well, we're at that time where we're gonna be at the end of the show. Actually, we went pretty long, but Steven and Mela, tell people where they can find you. Just announce whatever's coming up. Promote the shit out of yourself.
Black Smoke Paranormal on Instagram,
Don't sound
Facebook.
too excited.
Let Mela do it.
We got TikTok now.
Let's get two different versions. Steven does one, and then Mela.
And bro, everybody here, go check out our last video, the Hamilton. That video was super fun. It was great. We had a lot of
video
in that episode besides the activity we got. And we do have Yorktown coming up and a bunch of other stuff that's going to be coming out soon. Just make sure to subscribe on our YouTube. The links are in all of our social media.
And check. I'm sure Dantex is probably on it already. He'll probably post a link over to the YouTube channel so that people can go and subscribe. And yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to the Yorktown video. It's another location. When I heard you guys were going, you guys told me you guys were going.
Yeah, that looked really cool. Like, and then I saw the video. I was like, that place is badass.
Yeah, that place that it's been on my like radar for a couple years now, and that's awesome. That's really cool. And you had a great experience too, like there. You know, it wasn't like a, you know, it was a positive. It was more positive than anything negative. Really.
It was definitely.
Yeah.
And Joe, where can they find you? And
you can find me. You can find me at on everything War Party Paranormal on War Party's Instagram. You can find me on all of these guys. Every team member on War Party that makes any content, I'm probably on it at some point.
Mm-hmm. He's the newest team leader.
Yeah,
him and I are team leading the team.
And my private, my personal Instagram is Joe Hunts Ghosts. You can follow me there and say hi.
Check out his podcasts; they're amazing. If you haven't listened to it, Florida.
Yeah, check it out. It's on Spotify.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us.
My pleasure. And since Mike isn't here, you can find him at FLAParanormalResearch.com.
Researcher.
The link to all his socials on his website.
Exactly.
You can find links to his videos on there and all this stuff.
Right. And everybody, keep Mike and his family in your prayers. He needs good support now. It's not easy. And then for me, you can find me at Ghost Hunter of South Florida on IG, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. And then more importantly, War Party Paranormal. Everything's linked to warpartyparanormal.com. We're on Instagram, Facebook. We got some events coming up. Next month. We got 2 events. We got Yesteryear Village. We'll be back at it again on the
April 16th.
April 16th.
I believe it's April 16th, Saturday.
13th.
Sorry.
Yep, April 13th. Yeah. And then Old Davies Schoolhouse, we have on the 26th, April 26th, and we got new times, which is better now because we're rushing from work to get there. It's going to be from 8 to 11. Did you hear that?
Oh, bro, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'll be posting that in the team chat. And another thing is that we're also going to be featured at some Paracons. If you guys are up north and want to come and meet us on July 26th, 27th, and 28th, we're going to be at the Gettysburg Bash. There's going to be a bunch of us there, so check us out there. We're actually doing a memorial for our co-founder, Marla Scotty Burns. So we're going to be paying tribute to her, the Bashes, and we'll be up there. We'll be showing a video and we'll be speaking about her. And we'll have a table there. You can come talk to us and hang out. And then in October, we're going to be in Illinois at Rock Island, the YMC Rock Island Paracon. And we're going to be going as the Haunted Files and War Party Paranormal, but we're going to be as part of the talent for Paraflix. They're sponsoring the event. And that's going to be on October 5th and 6th. So check that out. And we're going to be speaking there as well. There's going to be amazing talent at both of these events. So yeah, go check it out. And if you're in that area, come meet us. And
stay tuned. We got some other announcements coming soon.
Yeah, we do.
So keep an eye out for that. I'm sure we'll be putting it on the social media and announcing it on the show once we're ready to make the announcement. So just stay tuned. We got some stuff in the works. So.
And thank you, Joe. You were an awesome co-host.
You were.
I don't know if Mike has a job. No, I'm just kidding. Mike, take it back.
I can't fill those shoes, and but thank you.
Everybody that got logged on and watched us.
Absolutely. I'm seeing a lot of new people on, and that because I watch the show and I'll be on the chats and stuff. I'm seeing a lot of new names. Thank you guys all for coming out tonight and hanging out.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Tell all your friends about us. Subscribe. We're almost at 1,000. I think it's like 40 subscribers we need. So it took us a while to get that close. But yeah, it really means a lot to us. If you like the show, we work hard and trying to give you some good entertainment here. So yeah, Steven and Mela, Black Smoke Paranormal, thank you for being on the team. Yeah, of course, and being on the show. And I don't know. When am I going to see you guys? At a private? At Yesteryear Village, maybe?
Oh, let's do it. Never.
All right. So, everyone, have a great night.
Bye.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Peace.
I love you.
Love you.